I've been learning Spanish for 3.5 years, and what I hear on the internet about learning a language is just absolute BS. What they say in terms of the length that you learn it in and, ways to go about it is all a little silly. In this video, I'm going to go through my exact roadmap, how I was able to learn Spanish, and do this as an English only speaker, right? It's very tough for us boys to learn a new language. And it's pretty important that you know what you're doing when you head into it. All right. So, first of all, I just want to say this whole stuff on learning in 6 to 12 months, you need to throw it in the bin, guys. This is the long game. You need to be patient. It's way harder than you think. All right. And this is just everything that I did personally, learning Spanish, and what I recommended to my closest friends. Right. As you know, one of my best mates, George, is here in Latin America. He actually learned quicker than I did based off the plan and roadmap that I gave him. And this is what it basically was. So first of all, just want to say what you put in, guys, what you get out, right? It's just anything. You got to put the reps in, you got to study, you got to work, and obviously be in the country and use it as much as possible. Shit, you already know. Speed. All right. So if you want to take the fast path, you got to consider these things, right? So living in the Spanish-speaking countries, especially ones that do not speak English, right? So places like your Paraguay, Bolivia, Colombia, like they don't speak English. It's very rare to find people that speak English there, right? So you're gonna get more benefit there because you're in situations where you have no fucking choice, right? Just like here for me, if I date a chick, absolute 1% chance, honestly, if not 0% chance that she speaks English. Obviously, dating in general is just going to help. Being consistent, super, super important. And then having a friend who is also learning is going to go a long, long way. So, that's going to help. Now, in terms of the roadmap, guys, let's get stuck into it. So, this is going to be a yearly breakdown. This is what I did, right? And this is what my mate did that worked really well for him as well. So starting off with a course called Baselane. Baselane is a website that you can go on and you have video calls with teachers. They bring you and guide you through a PowerPoint presentation, in which is a course, and you learn the absolute basics, right? So when I got to Mexico and landed with nothing, I'm starting with basic words, right? Literally, hola, como estás, hamburguesa, all this shit. The teachers are from Latin America, so it's cool. You can get a bit of knowledge there and get exposed to different accents and things like that. And it's very, very cheap, right? If you go hard, especially, right? So with Baselane, you just pay $150 a month and you can get unlimited lessons. So if you're a guy that wants to take it seriously, this is the roadmap to take because you can fucking do 4 hours a day, 8 hours a day if you want. There's no price difference. So just keep that in mind. Now, Busu is an app that my friend used and said it helped him a lot in the very beginning. This is where you can start. Do not use Duolingo, right? Duolingo is shit. Sure, it's going to help a little bit, but throw that in the bin. I would start with Busu. And then from there, flashcards can be really, really good, guys. When you can set those up, is genuinely one of the best ways to retain info. Just getting that vocabulary up is going to help over the long run. And then in terms of what's important for you guys in this stage is pronunciation, right? Learning the basics again, you're basically back to being a fucking child, right? So letters, numbers, simple words, simple verbs, all this type of stuff. It's quite interesting to just go back to that and learn these things. It is quite funny, but the pronunciation is super, super important because if you get to a country and you can't read the Google Translate, you're in trouble, right? You don't want to just be showing your phone to people. You want to be able to learn how to speak. So that's super important. This is year one, guys, right? You're going to be focusing on that year one. And at this point, you're probably going to be a level 3 out of 10, maybe 4 at maximum. Year 2 starts to get a little bit harder. So try and complete Baselane in the first year and a half, right? And that will get you at a pretty solid level, and then you'll be able to function, right? If you really want to, you can stop there. If you don't want to take it that seriously, you just want to kind of survive with the basics, you can go ahead and, not worry about it. But if you want to take it further and you want to get better, I recommend Pimsleur. right? Pimsleur is one lesson per day you can do. It's 30 minutes long. You just listen to it and you practice. It gives you, just a lot of help in terms of vocabulary, but also just genuine conversations and things that would just happen in your daily life. It runs you through that, right? And one thing I like about it is it's convenient. As you know me, I optimize my life for conveniency. So this app works really well because you can just listen to it in the shower, in your car, while you're walking, while you're doing your yoga. At the moment, I'm doing that right now with some Portuguese just because I'm going to Rio and I need to learn a little bit of the basics. So at this point, guys, your sentences will be starting to form nicely, and your verb knowledge will be forming as well, which is good. From there, you've obviously got flashcards as well, guys. You got to be doing this the whole time. Right, just keep updating the flashcards. You can set up an app on your phone, or anything really to get that done. And I would just consistently have that as like a little side thing you do when you're bored. Private classes. So if you don't want to keep smashing the baseline and doing private classes with them, you can just get a private teacher as well. It's up to you. You'll be paying around this. You will be paying more for it if you don't go through baseline. And this is just to fix up the little mistakes, right? And have someone to ask questions. You do not want to just be rolling alone. And not really knowing what's happening and where you're going wrong. So I still recommend having a teacher for that second year. So that's that for year 2. Then we got year 3, and this is where you start leading into like really finishing your B2 level, which is around like a 6 out of 10, right? I would say my level now is maybe like a 7 out of 10. I'm being pretty strict with myself, but it's around that. You'll be sorting out your subjunctives. You can chill out a bit if you want as well at this point because you can speak to everyone. That's not a problem, and you can just practice through conversation and exposure, right? Because the exposure increases naturally because now you've literally learnt most of the shit. So whoever you're talking to, conversation is going to start forming longer, and yeah, you're just going to be able to actually talk to people and add to the convo. Continue with the flashcards and continue with the teacher, right? New words never fucking end in this game. You start to deepen your vocab. Words that you would probably use once a week or once every 2 weeks to start to get thrown in the mix now, right? Like broom or fucking sink, things like that. Iron, like whatever it is, these types of things that don't come up often, you'll start to, throw them in the mix. Less mistakes with sentence formation as well is what's going to be happening here. You'll know most of your main verbs. Your vocab's going to be super solid for your daily words, and you can now talk very, very well, right? So, guys, it takes like 3 to 4 years, right? I mean, unless you're going like 2 hours a day for fucking 2 years, 3 years. And then you got the other side of the coin where, people talk about getting a girlfriend, right? Sure. If you get a girlfriend, things are going to pop. Things are going to really, really help, right? But it depends. If you're a guy like me that only sees chicks on the weekends, then yeah, sure, it's going to help a little bit. But if you're a bit more of a teddy bear and you're hanging out with a girl every day, of course that you're going to get real good real quick. So just depends on that as well. Overall, though, still, you need to have patience, boys. This takes a while. Extra tips that help me. So standard shit that you boys already know. Maybe there's a couple in here that you don't. So Netflix with Spanish subtitles, YouTube lessons, right? Like just if you're bored, just throw those YouTube lessons on. Dreaming Spanish is a good one. Countries that don't speak English, of course, is going to help. Friends that speak Spanish and are learning with you, right? Spanish music. Changing your phone to Spanish, right? Your language to Spanish. Now this one, be warned, it's all good, right? It's all fun and games until you need to go into settings and change something. That's when it really fucks me up because there's some words in there that I don't know. Obviously talking to chicks, another thing you can do as well if you just want to fucking chat to birds. You just get Tinder passport, throw it in a Latin city, and straight away you've got exposure and you're texting Latinas and learning while, chatting to birds. If a local friend knows English, tell them to only speak to you in Spanish. I have one friend that does this to me, and it pisses me off sometimes, but it's good. It's what we need. It's so easy to just jump back into English. Don't be that guy. Have people, no matter if it's your girlfriend or your friend, if they know English, just force them and tell them, don't speak to me in that language. Only speak to me in Spanish, right? Use ChatGPT, not Google Translate. Google Translate is fucking dog shit. Don't use it. Look, but something quick, sure, but GPT is way better. Another thing that's pretty good that I saw is labeling objects in your house and your room, things like that. That would actually go a long way, honestly. So, keep that in mind. Look, boys, this is the roadmap that I took and my friend took, and these are the things that helped us the most. If you have any questions, obviously just hit me up. But yeah, basically it's put in the fucking work, be patient, and yeah, just get it done, right? If you're gonna live in Latin America, if you're following this channel, do it. It's genuinely one of the coolest and best things that I've done. It was so challenging. It was very humbling, right? I'm still walking around talking like a kid. It's very, very humbling experience. And you have a different personality when you learn a different language, right? So you become a more interesting person. Once you start learning these, European type languages, you have opportunity to learn your Portuguese, your French, your Italian more easily. So it's really cool to do it. I highly recommend that you get it done. Just remember, anything hard is always going to be a reward at the end, guys, right? What's hard, if it wasn't hard, everyone would do it, right? So keep that in mind. Cheers for watching the video. And of course, as always, peace.